coach, right here.
Dwayne Price, Mavs.com. Jason, you guys were down 6 and you called a timeout, and then you immediately went on a 14-0 run. What did you tell your team during that timeout?
Yeah, we talked about this, the game of runs. The Clippers made a run. The big thing is to stay together. And that was, again, we've seen teams take the lead, and just the big thing is that they truly believe that they can stay together, and we answered with the run. We just felt that we had some great looks. The Clippers are a very good team, and so we knew that they weren't just going to go away. But I thought the response after that timeout just shows, how competitive the guys are and how bad they want to win.
How big was the play on Maxi tonight, particularly that three-pointer that you guys have seen?
Yeah, Maxi was big. The catch and shoot, the double teams. Again, we've seen this all season when they're going to take the ball out of Luka or Kai's hands. Luka's making the right plays. He's accepting the double team, and I think the trust that those guys have with one another, not just Luka and Maxi, but those five that are on the floor.
John just was obviously pretty good offensively there in the fourth quarter, but I want to ask you about his defense. And I was thinking particularly about why posting him up and forcing him into the spot.
Yeah, I think his defense has been great this whole series, understanding that we know that they're going to put him in every pick and roll. And a couple of years ago, we saw this, and he's made understand that we had to tell him to participate, but I think he's participating at a high level on both ends. We need him on the offensive end, but we also need him on the defensive end, and he's been able to do that here in the first 2 games.
Rashad Miller, Dallas Weekly. How important was it for PJ to have his confidence and to be efficient tonight? And also, how did it feel to keep the Clips under 100 tonight?
Both teams were under 100. It was 90s basketball at its best. Just, understanding what PJ means to us on the defensive end, but we talked about, Maxi making some threes, but PJ made some big threes for us too. And so just being able to play both ways, being able to step up and make those free throws down the stretch for his first series, when you talk about the playoffs, he's been big for us. He's been big since we got him in the trade, and we really rely on him defensively to be able to guard those guys from the Clippers, because it's just not one. It seems like he's guarding everyone.
Jason, Luka always plays with so much emotion. Tonight seemed he was even on overdrive, especially in a good way, supporting teammates, being really vocal out there. What difference does that make when you are the one out on the court and you're with a guy like that, who's being that way, especially on a night like tonight?
Yeah, I think anytime we talk about the positive energy, we know that Luka plays with a lot of emotion, and sometimes that could paralyze a teammate or two. But I think you can see with him encouraging his teammates, the response was a positive. Being able to make plays with being double teamed, the trust that he has when he gives it to PJ or to Gav or to Lively. A lot of times stars coming down the stretch will ignore the double team and try to beat the double team and do it themselves. But Luka really understands the game and trusts his teammates and the energy. Again, with him, I think getting the tee, it's been a long time since he's gotten a tee, so I think he was just trying to see if he can get a tee. He got it. We all know he knows how to get a tee. But again, his emotion, we need that. Yeah, we need that in a positive way.
To the right here, Coach. Right here.
Coach, following up on that, after he gets a tee, he comes out in the fourth quarter when you tend to be on the defensive end. Just wondering what it was like to sort of coach him through that stretch and watch him regulate himself and channel that.
A lot of times, when we've seen tees before with him, a lot of times he'll turn that into a positive. He, for whatever reason, will channel that energy. He turns it to someone else, and he takes his game to another level. A lot of times when you get a tee, you sometimes can go the opposite way. It can be the negative, but I think a lot of times he is using that to get himself going, or he's trying to locate someone in the stands to get him going. And so when you look at his emotions, he wants to win. He wants to do everything to win, and sometimes that's just one way that he fires himself up.
Jason, when Luka competes like he did tonight defensively, especially on ball, obviously they're trying to go at him as much as possible. Well, what effect does that have on the guys around him?
Well, I think we all know when he's playing at that level, they have to step up too. They understand the responsibility of their leader. When he's going to play defense and participate, they have to be able to do the same thing. And so again, he's leading not just on the offensive end, but the defensive end. He's made some great plays, coming up with steals and then rebounds, and then being able to guard the ball. That's something that we know that teams are going to put him in the pick and roll, and he knows that. So he's been able to pick his spots and understands that we need those stops. And again, when you can hold the Clippers because they're a great offensive team under 100 points, that shows that we're playing defense at a high level.
Jason, I know you joked about this being 90s basketball at its best, but it seems like with the officiating and the wings that you have, you're better equipped to play more physical on the wings because you have the athletes to do it.
Yeah, ever since March, something we could see there was a shift in the officiating, and that there were less whistles, and the physicality had stepped up, so we embraced it, and that's who we are. And tonight, or the playoffs, are no different. The physicality, it's about players making plays. And tonight we were fortunate enough to make enough plays on both ends to find a way to win on the road. But we're not afraid of the physicality. I think that's what we were a little bit disappointed in game one, was that we weren't physical. Maybe the rust or maybe the time off. But again, tonight we started off, we played 48 minutes of physical basketball, and we found a way to win.
Right here to the left. Take us through real quick. The coach's challenge turned out to be pretty pivotal. Is this something you saw? Somebody on the
Yeah,
bench?
we talked about it. I had 2 timeouts, so we kind of felt we could burn one on the challenge. Kai said he hit the ball, so he got trust, and it turned out to be right, and that was a big challenge.
Just going back to Luka a little bit, he played nearly 46 minutes tonight. Just how big is conditioning at this time of the year when you pretty much got to keep your own?
Yeah, he's young. He's 22. He's Benjamin Buttons. He's going backwards. He's young. If you ask him, he's going to tell you he can play 48. I thought we were trying to maximize different ways to get him rest. Now on the sheet it's going to say 45, but we believe that being able to use a timeout during the free throws to get him that rest is a little bit longer than normal. So, but when he's on the floor, he's a plus, and we need him on the floor.
Tim Cato, The Athletic. I was also going to ask about Luka and his rest. Did Luka signal for that timeout, or did that just come from you reading where his energy levels were?
I think he wanted a timeout. I told him we were taking a timeout, but we were going to take him out during the free throws, so he agreed. As you know, he never wants to call a timeout or come out of the game, but we needed to find a way to get him some rest, and just one of the creative ways that we've talked about of trying to get our star players rest while they're shooting free throws.
And then one more Luka moment. Did you exhale when the pass he made to Kyrie in the very final seconds that I think led to the closing free throws for Kyrie, when that actually got through the window, that very narrow window that he passed it through?
Yeah, you trust your quarterback. He's made a lot of passes that a lot of people can't make. It just comes down to the receiver being able to catch it, and Kai caught it and went to the free throw line. But we trust with Luka being able to quarterback, especially as well as the Clippers' hands are in those situations to come up with deflections or steals. You believe when he throws it that he believes that his receiver is going to catch it.
Anybody else? Yeah. Right here. One more last question.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask you about Zubac. Looking at you guys in game one, how do you think you guys did on him tonight?
We did better. We still got, he still posted us up and scored. But I thought the effort was better. The physicality helped. But we made it harder, and sometimes, they're good, and he's good. And so even when you play perfect defense, sometimes they still score. But I thought we did a great job of concentrating on making sure that he didn't do what he did in game one.
Thanks, Coach.